It's the planet. They're arming weapons against us. He grabs the microphone on the console and pulls it up to his mouth, concern marking his face. This is the Vegetari Research Facility. Why are you preparing to attack us? Over the speakers comes an angry, sharp male voice. You pathetic, egotistical scum. The doctor raises his eyebrows as there's a loud laugh at the speakers. As if we even needed a reason to exterminate the pests that are the Atari. I'll give you plenty. For one, you fired on our planet that we so graciously lent you with some widespread wave that's already sent our world into World War II. The amount of gall you have experimenting on our citizens to further your own petty... The doctor grabs the microphone from a stunned Rogers. Excuse me, sir. What do they call you? Hendrik, the voice snapped. Hendrik, the voice snaps. Well, Hendrik, for your education, the Atari are anything but egotistical scum. As a matter of fact, my good friend, the leader of the Atari of this facility has dedicated his life to helping the universe for two. Your people suffering from depression and suicidal mania volunteered to be part of the experiment and... He glances at Rogers. We were unaware that a wave had been fired. Our deepest apologies. There's been a situation up here. A situation? Yes, but what are you saying about a wave causing your world to war? Did it kill your citizens? Kill? You wish! He breaks into hysterical, maniacal laughter. Can I speak to someone actually in charge of something, young man? The doctor snaps. I'm the president, the young voice slurs. And you, Mr. Whoever you are, prepare your friend and his lab to leave our skies or be blown into itsy-bitsy pieces because we're ticked off. Are you insane? The doctor roars. If this lab undocks, it will be flying blind. It can't survive space. Everyone aboard it will die. Tough luck. You guys tick me off anyway. Get the hell out of my space in 12 hours or say your sweet goodbye. President Hendrik out. Rogers leans on his console and shuts his eyes. What's that? The doctor yells. Rose shrugs. Kira huddles into a paranoid ball. I need some air. She hurries out of the room. The doctor paces the floor and runs a hand through his hair. I mean, why didn't the device kill them? And if it didn't kill them, then what did it do? Turn them into brats? That's what it sounded like, Rose's mum mutters. Can we just use the TARDIS? Roger suggests. No, the doctor sighs. We can't. The TARDIS is broken. What? Roger's face panics. Kira rushes down the hall, clutching her stomach, tears hovering in her eyes. She stumbles into the ego bug room and steps over Jennings' body towards a shelf of thin syringes, each one containing a small wriggling larva. The stand is labeled ego bug for volunteer injection. Swallowing hard, she lifts one with a shaking hand and squirts the air out. Placing it carefully to her arm, she squeezes it and shuts her eyes. For a second, something washes over her and she relaxes, and a small smile dares to start on her face. Suddenly her face wrinkles up, and under her skin something wriggles. She chokes and covers her mouth. Suddenly she starts gagging and gasping for air, convulsing and coughing. Reeling, she clutches the corner of a table, stumbling, foam dripping from her mouth. Her scream echoes down the passages, and the doctor's head whips around. Where's Kira? She was just... Rose looks at a chair where Kira sat moments before. It's empty. The doctor's face changes. Jackie, look after Mickey. Mickey, stay here and... help. Mickey snorts. 'Cause I wouldn't be any help at all, I guess. Well, I wasn't going to say anything. Rose, come on. He rushes off down the passage, and Rose looks apologies back at Mickey, who shakes his head after them. Is he always like that? Rogers sighs. Pretty much, yeah. The doctor dashes down the passage, with Rose rushing to keep up behind. How do you know where she went? I have an idea. Reaching the ego bug room, he skids to a halt, and his face falls. No. Kira lays face first on the ground, holding the empty vial. The doctor rushes to her side. No. He turns her over, and her face is ashen. She blinks slowly and opens bloodshot eyes, then coughs. Doctor? I'm here. He smiles weakly. Rose sees Kira's face and covers her mouth in shock. I'm sorry. She coughs again. No. He offers her a smile. No. I'm sorry. It wasn't your fault. She scratches out. I just couldn't take it. I was weak. Her eyes fill with tears. No, he insists, gripping her arm. You were strong. Every day you were strong. She smiles through her tears. Rose swallows, looking on. I thought I was ready. Her eyes drift to the test tube in her hand. I couldn't. She coughs. I couldn't. Shh. He smiles. You're okay. She shakes her head weakly as her eyes start to close. Kira, he snaps. She doesn't move. He stares at the girl in his arms and slowly folds her into a hug, then shuts his eyes. Don't move a muscle, Kira hisses. His eyes bolt open and Rose screams, Doctor! Embracing his arms, Kira holds one of the vials that killed Jennings to the doctor's neck. What do you want? He snaps without moving. She laughs. Only what I deserve. I've been looked down upon all my life. The emo, the bit, the goth, the crybaby. I've heard it all. But they didn't know, did they? They didn't know how I suffered. The doctor's breathing speeds up, but his face hardens. Kira, I'm sorry you had to go through what you did. Oh, I bet you are! She screams. Well, it's time. Time for everyone to feel how I felt. Stand up. He stands slowly and carefully, and she keeps the syringe to his neck. Rose starts to dash for him when Kira yells, Stay where you are, Barbie! Rose steps back. Turning the doctor to face Rose, she leans, nudges him with her knee. Get to the observatory room. Now! Want to look at the stars, do we? No cracks, Doctor. He shrugs and glances at Rose, mouthing, It's fine. She nods, still with worry written on her face. Back at the observatory room, Mickey bends over a lab table in a lab coat and with goggles on, and drops a yellow drop into a test tube. Then, lifting it, he pours it through a funnel into a syringe. Jackie and Dr. Rogers watch carefully. Rogers nods. That's it, Mickey. When it's done, he sets it down and wipes his hands together. There, followed your instructions pretty well, eh? That should reverse it, and then we're home free. Rogers beams. Amazing job. You make a first-rate scientist. Mickey smiles, then frowns. Now, why aren't girls ever around to hear stuff like that? Rogers laughs until Kira marches in, holding the syringe to the doctor's neck, with Rose to the side. Everyone get to the floor, he dies, she screams. The wide-eyed Jackie obeys. Rose, are you okay? She calls. Yes, Mom, I'm fine. Shut up! Kira snaps, as Mickey and Rogers also obey. What happened to her? Mickey gasps. The ego bug, the doctor explains tensely. Apparently it's a bit more ego-boosting than it's supposed to be. It all makes sense now, Doctor, if you please. Kira snaps, pushing him to his knees, but he jabbers on. That's why that idiot planet wants to blow us to bits. And you know what? That's probably what happened to everyone on this planet, except Roger and Kira caught in the lift. They probably killed each other. Doctor, if you would please. Don't you understand? It's not you, he barks. It's a chemical-bolstered ego. Kira, you're an amazing person. He looks understanding into her eyes. An amazing person. He laughs a little. But you're not God. Her face goes purple with rage. Don't you see? It's the... This time she grabs a heavy pipe from the console behind her and whacks him across the head with it. Crying out, he grips his head. Kira jerks forward with a syringe to keep it on his neck. Stop it! Rose yelled. It doesn't have to be this way. This isn't you. Kira laughs. Like you know anything about me. Some pretty blonde girl. You don't know what it's like to be hated. To live in hell and have no one care. As she talks, the doctor reaches one hand into his pocket and slowly lifts a sonic screwdriver. Noticing this, Rose talks on. You're right. I am a stupid blonde, always getting everything I ever wanted. And do you know what I did to emo punks like you? I'm sure you want to know. You want me to be the monster you can feel good about destroying. Okay, then I'll tell you. I always made fun of girls like you behind your back. I always went to clubs and parties behind your back because you were freaks, twats, annoying little... The doctor twists a knob on a screwdriver and the syringe shatters, spilling liquid through the air. Ducking, he jumps forward, rushes behind her, pulls her hands behind her back as Rogers drops off the floor and rushes forward, grabbing her by the other arm. Pulling a syringe from his coat, Rogers jams it into her neck. The doctor's eyes widen. No! Rogers empties the syringe into Kira as she gasps and falls backward into the doctor's arms. Coughing, she gags, and a small bug drops from her mouth and onto the floor. The doctor quickly steps on it, looking back to the gasping girl. I'm sorry, Doctor. She goes limp. Why did you do that? He yells. She didn't need to die. Mickey steps in, holding the mixture he just made. We just made a cure. Does this work or not? Rogers laughs. Sure, but I don't need her. Angry understanding lights the doctor's eyes, and he drops Kira and grabs Rogers' arm almost in time. The man is pulling another syringe from his pocket, and the doctor struggles with him. This isn't you, Rogers. You tried it first, didn't you? To make sure it was safe? But you never expected this. A monster. Rogers laughs. I'm the most genius scientist alive. And you know it. If my stupid insecurities hadn't held me back as long as they have, I could have ruled the world long ago, instead of wallowing in doubts and depression. Then thank heaven they did. Red with anger, Roger struggles to pull away from the doctor as Mickey rushes forward to help. No, stay back! The doctor screams. Rogers trips and falls to the floor, struggling over the serum. You're the only thing standing in my way, Rogers screams. The only thing. Red in the face, the doctor spits out. And I'm still standing! I'm still standing! Look out! Rose yells. The doctor looks her way. Give me the antidote! Rose snatches the serum from the table and rolls it across the floor towards the fight. Rolling over and over with the scientist, the doctor grabs it. Wait, I've got it! He yanks the hypo up from the hard gray floor. Hold still, he hisses through clenched teeth. Pricking the needle into the man's arm, he presses down and the man relaxes and goes limp. Rose sighs. The doctor smiles and laughs a bit, turning to smile at Rose. We got him. Mickey points towards Rogers. Look out! Just then, a black and green bug jumps from Rogers' mouth into the doctor's. Oh! He cries, jolting backward. Doctor! Rose screams. He tries to smile, but gulps instead and kind of gags, rolling his eyes back into his head and reeling backward. Rose runs forward to catch him, followed by Mickey and her mum. He clears his throat and thumps his chest, talking strained. I'm all right. He smiles, and the group watches him and sighs with relief. Rose smiles fondly. With a little laugh, he goes on. I don't think it works on time. Just then he gags and starts jolting uncontrollably, then tumbles onto the ground. Rose crouches beside him, holding his shoulders desperately. What is it? What's wrong with him? Her mother shrugs. I don't know. Mickey wrings his hand. The thing jumped into his mouth. He said it didn't work on Time Lords. Suddenly his grunt stops, and he goes limp with a peaceful expression on his face. Is he dead? Rose cries. Is he? She puts her head to his chest, and then relaxes. Still beating. She listens to the other side of his chest. They both are. She lays her hand on his chest. Please wake up. Please wake up. His eyes burst open. Rose jumps back. Sitting up suddenly, he smiles. Hello, Rose. Hello, Mickey. Mickey peers cautiously back a few paces as the doctor sniffs and smiles. Rose gives him a shove and laughs, turning to look at Mickey. Told you he'd be all right. That's all right. He smiles. Rose throws herself at him in a hug, and he pats her on the back, smiling. I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm fine. Now. He spins Rose around and sticks the gun to her neck, holding her fast. Give me the gem. He holds his hand open towards Mickey. Rose struggles in his grip, panic in her eyes. Mickey and Rose's mother gape at the scene. Well, go on, the doctor insists, still smiling. The gem. Don't want to see her die now, do we? Mickey gulps and walks forward with it. Rose struggles, but the doctor's hold on her neck tightens effortlessly. Don't do it, Rose gasps. He won't kill me. Mickey glances with worry at her, then shakes his head at the doctor. Oh, for pity's sake, Mickey, he grumbles. Still gripping Rose by the neck, he fires his gun in Dr. Rogers' chest, and the man yells out and gasps, still on the ground. No! Rose screams. Mickey rushes to the man's side. He's bleeding a lot. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to... Don't do anything. The doctor grins calmly. Hold on, Mickey urges, holding the man's face in his hand. The pale, weary man speaks barely audible words through scarlet red lips. I can't. I'm sorry. His eyes roll back and he goes limp in Mickey's arms. Doctor, Rose snaps, pulling on his arm with her hand to little or no effect. Why are you doing this? Because, he smiles with a laugh, then leans into Rose's ear with a measured whisper. I'm better than you. Rose battles tears. No, I am, he grins. Always have been and always will be. Rose's eyes well up with tears as Mickey reaches into his back pocket and tosses the gem. The doctor catches it. In a sudden motion, he thrusts Rose away from him and paces in front of the three, tossing the stone in the air and catching it. You knew it all along, Rose. I'm stronger, smarter, basically of more value than the rest of you. Always have been, and you know that. And it's like... His eyes get a distant, wistful peace. It's like the bug has finally freed me from pretending anything else. It's freed me, Rose. No, she insists, a sob rising in her voice. His face is alight with freedom and joy. You know, as he talks, he flips switches in the control room and turns knobs on the panels. You know, on Earth, that tiny, itsy, bitsy, teeny, tiny little planet, they say absolute power corrupts absolutely? Well, he perches on the corner of a control panel and grins. Power is just a fancy word for control, right? And control isn't just ability, wealth, fame, and weapons, oh no. You can have all that, but a king with all power can and has been controlled by a mother, a brother, or a lover. Rising from his perch, he slowly makes his way back to the group. It's the people around me, reminding me of my so-called duty to humanity and justice that I can't bypass. I had all the power in the world, even more now, and I didn't rule the universe. Why? Well, simply because of you people holding me back. Well, none of that matters now. I know I'm superior in every way. I know it. Now, I have absolute power, and I can use it however the hell I want. Rose shakes her head, firmly walking forward, though Mickey's hand tries to stop her. This isn't the doctor that I know. Oh, don't give me that, he snaps. You and I both always know that humans are a weaker, measly little race. There's no real use for you, except as amusement, entertainment to laugh at, and you know it. Thank you so much for watching this part of Doctor Who, The Ego Bug. Tell me what you're thinking of it so far and what you think is going to happen next in the comments below. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And subscribe if you want to see more of me being nerdy and stuff. I read fanfics, do fandom stuff, do writing, and motivation. And so until I see you again, remember that we are epic heroes every single day of our lives. Love you guys. Bye!